was just talking about the Christ consciousness, or the Christ essence. And I'd really like to explain a little bit more what I mean by this. It's a very general term. It's not meant for people who are necessarily Christian. It's talking about getting your state of mind to the highest possible vibration in any given moment by opening your heart and allowing a pure love state to enter, to really open up and experience a connection to the divine. All you need for this to occur is to have an intent to do this. And if you like, you ask for help as well. And when you're in this state, then to allow the divinity of nature to enter your heart too. And when you're outside in nature, bring in the qualities of nature into your heart while you're in that nice still space where you're feeling open and loving. And if you can do this, you're being of service to the earth. And this sort of attitude is what the long period of meditation that the monks in the early Christian era underwent, and other religions even to this day will do this. But it's really not so necessary that we go off to a monastery or become a hermit to do this. We can just set the intent, and if we practice the ability to switch off and simply be, we can then enter another realm where the invisible realms will start to be noticed at a subtle level within ourselves, because everything is connected. And there's no need for stories about what's happened the land before. There's no need for looking at what I call the baggage of the land. There's no need for us to project our baggage onto the land. Just align with the pure light, with the highest vibration available to you, and let it unfold. It's a matter of trust. And one of the reasons that the early monks came to the Burren in quite high numbers, really, to make these retreats and hermitages, is because the Burren vibrates at an extremely high vibration. If you are a geomancer and you know about earth grids, for instance, William Buehler, who I work with in the Rochelle grids, would recognise that it's resonating at the 11th chakra and beyond, so it's very rarefied. And then even Marko Pogacnik in last weekend's workshop, who also creates his elemental earth grids, recognised that it was mostly in the 10th dimension for him. So it's an exquisite place to come to, and our intent is to lead some workshops in the Burren where people can simply visit these places and share what they find as a group, really encourage each other, support one another in connecting again with nature, because if you can do it here, then you have had a good grounding in what the process is all about. The earth grids also are a key factor in what's going on when I go to Nova Scotia later on in September, because the Sinclairs of Roslyn Chapel were instrumental in carrying over an earth grid to North America, known as the Back Hera grid. This was recognised by William Buehler, who invented the Rochelle, a term for very Metatronic earth grids that you can read about in some of my books on Roslyn and on the arcs, or the Grey Lands is another book, Arcs Within Grey Lands. And the Bakira grid really mirrors what Bill would call is the New Earth star. This is this new consciousness which in the old days an inner core of Templars had held. They'd kind of created a container space in which the Grail consciousness could be created. This Grail consciousness again is this collective Christ consciousness that it would then seed a new race to inhabit the planet in the future. And so we're living in times now when many of these grids are being renewed and where the energies that are coming in from the cosmos are very fast energies. I'm sure you've heard that in many places. And this work of reconnecting with these earth grids and working with them as free individuals who now have access to this spectrum of light codes, of earth energies, of cosmic energies. You work with the inner earth, you work with the cosmic energies, you work in what it all takes place in your heart. And this is something very unique to our times. We haven't experienced this since the death of Christ. We are only now beginning to realize how one can incarnate Christ consciousness in ourselves. So it's not really a religious thing, it's more of a spiritual experience. And people will describe it in many ways. So I'm quite excited to be going to Nova Scotia and to work with people to set up a synergy light work there and to talk about these earth grids and so on, because both the Burren and Nova Scotia have very important positions to play in bringing new light into the world. The Burren is part of an earth grid, according to Marko, that starts in North Canada at Fox Basin and goes down to New Zealand, and it forms a Vesica Pisces as it expands from both end points. And one of the sides of the Vesica goes through the Burren, where the 11th chakra is crossed, and another one goes through the Pacific and North America. So one goes through the Atlantic and down through the Indian Ocean, and the other one goes through mainly the Pacific. So that was another interesting fact we learned last weekend with Marko. But anyway, enough said, I think. I'm just sharing some of the recent thoughts on last week's workshop and some connections with Nova Scotia. Thanks for listening.